Hello and welcome to the first episode of Yells at Clouds. I'm Frank.
I'm Dave.
And we are going to be old men yelling at clouds. Basically the show is, we've noticed that modern music has passed us by, or at least me, especially mainstream music. Dave likes to pretend he's with it, but we all know the true story. So with this, we take an album at random from a chart that we don't listen to. In this case, we took it from the Australian ARIA chart, and we try and find a record that we know nothing about by an artist we know nothing about, and subject our ears to the horribleness of it, the bleedingness of it, and compare it to albums that we used to like, and why music can't be like how it was when we liked music, and why is everything changing, goddammit. So, Dave, what album did we choose at random?
We chose Charlie Puth's 9-track Mind.
And now, at this stage, it was number 10 on the ARIA charts when that's what we went and chose.
Apparently.
So, Dave, what did you think of it?
I tried really hard to have a thought about it. I really did. It was almost impossible to have an opinion about this album. There was so little to pay attention to. It had nothing going for it. Everything was nondescript and grey and bland.
Yeah, I would agree. I would describe this album as beige.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely beige. There was nothing... I was going to go the other way. There's nothing too offensive about it.
No.
But there's nothing too remarkable about it either. It's just the most background music you could listen to. But also to... When I was listening to it, we're listening to it for about the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried really hard.
Yeah, I tried very hard too. And it's very hard to even recommend tracks because they all blend into the same general fug. And I had it described to me, and I totally agree, that this is an album that when you're a 16 or 17-year-old girl and you're giving your partner the gift for the first time, that your parents have gone away, or it's the night of the formal, and you've put the sheets over the bed and you've lit the candles, this is the album that represents love in its ultimate form when you're a 16 or 17-year-old girl.
Yeah.
You'd agree?
I'd agree, and I did hear that also, but it wasn't till I was listening to it on the way over here.
Yeah.
I realised there's at least a couple of songs. I think it's Up All Night.
Yeah.
That it's more like that particular song is a song that a 16-year-old boy would post on a girl's Facebook page.
For him to say, this is how much I love you, or this is how much I care for you.
And when he's trapped himself in the friend zone and he doesn't...
he's doing the desperate roll of the dice. And
it's like that thing that you said yesterday that it's been on my mind all night, which is probably just her saying, see you tomorrow. And she's like, she loves me.
Did you actually retain a lyric, Dave?
Well, that's a baby. Yeah, because it was only like an hour and a half ago. And that one was actually pissing me off.
Well, I'd have to say too that from reading, because we didn't know anything about him, so we had to go on Wiki.
Yeah.
So we know that he was victim, when he was 2, of a horrible dog attack. That nearly killed him, which is why he's got tracks in his eyebrow on all the clips that we watch.
Yeah. The cover of the album makes him look like Jack from Will and Grace with Vanilla Ice stripes on his eyes.
Well, the album too, we'll get to the music also in a bit, but the album too was the side profile, I don't know, to me I was expecting almost Soviet-y military, like that's what the album evoked to me.
That drab olive and
the semi-profile and I was disappointed.
Yeah, I know, it made it look like it might actually be some kind of emotive thing, but there was no
red orchestra featuring Charlie Puth anywhere in the album.
No. So there was some vague semblance of marching drums, I think, in a couple of tracks, but I think they were just like the presets in Pro Tools that he found. Which I don't think he's got a Pro Tools version that newer than 2002. because every song sounded like a Michael Bublé or a Gloria Estefan song from around that era.
Yeah, I agree, but that's just inoffensive.
Yeah, exactly. It's
well,
but like unlike Michael Bublé, who has some charisma. Like you'd have to admit that he has, like I don't know if he even has written a song of his own. He just does covers, but he's got charisma. This kid has zero charisma.
I don't know. I don't think we know enough about him to say, because once again,
I've seen a video of
reading about him. Well, he started with YouTube videos first, posting covers of songs and comedy.
Comedy.
Oh, much like this one. But he has But then he started doing his own. He produces his own. He writes his own, at least at that early stage. We know that he was picked up by the Grand Patron of the Arts, Ellen, and he went on to...
The queen of all that's offensive. Everything that's full of...
Yeah, that's it. Inoffensive. But, so, look, he's got talent.
Yeah.
He can sing,
He can sing, and apparently he can play piano.
He can.
That doesn't mean he's got a creative bone in his body. Like the first time I listened to this, every single song, I thought, I know this song from somewhere. This is a different song. I couldn't place it because I realised that there have been so many songs that uses those like chord changes and that tempo and those lyrics that it just completely blurs into a big cloud of shite.
It succeeded in what it set out to do, because we're not the demographic.
No.
And we hate it.
Yeah.
Well, it's just indifference to it, isn't it?
I mean, I hate it as much as I'd hate hearing it while I was listening, like waiting for my girlfriend to try on clothes and David Jones.
Yeah.
Just sitting there and I'd hear do, 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 and this wispy little like child voice singing over the top of it, just in the corner of your hearing. And I was like, I fucking hate this.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of his voice too, there's two things I noticed, and I don't know if it's a trend at all, because obviously I've read somewhere on Dig, of all places, that there's a tendency for modern male singers to have slightly higher voices than 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
He sings higher.
Yeah. I was noticing that in that song with Selena Gomez has a feature.
Oh, Marvin Gaye. He's the anti-Marvin Gaye.
Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't that one. That's the other girl that apparently features.
Who's...
I don't know which song. I couldn't tell when he was singing and when she was singing.
Well...
They both do that, creak at the start of their song, at the start of the lyrics. It's exact same register. Like, you can't tell which one's the boy.
The other thing I noticed with his voice, though, too, is I don't know if it's me, and I don't know if it's my hearing or what I'm used to, but he seems auto-tuned ever so slightly. He almost has that slight robotic
tinge.
You
can hear it on some of the songs more than the others.
Yeah, but to me it seemed like a feature for nearly all of them, and I know that he can sing. Like, once again, I've watched his YouTube videos, watched him live, and he can sing. Or is that like a feature of modern songs now? It's T-Pain's lasting like an effect throughout music.
T-Pain's got a lot to answer for. But there's like...
Actually, not T-Pain, there was a precursor. Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Puth and sure. Puth and sure. But yeah, like if there was even the slightest hint of rawness or like any errors or like... That would give it some character.
Yeah,
it would sound like there's some emotion in it, but there is zero emotion. Say Michael Bolton was on his way out, and Michael Bublé was on his way up. That was the kind of music that
he would have listened to.
He would have been, well, his mum probably would have been listening to.
Yeah.
And the kind of shit that gets stuck in your head. Like, I know the words to almost all ABBA songs because of my mum from when I was a kid. Unfortunately,
you really started that a couple of years back, Dave.
Look, this isn't the place for this, Frank. How many times, Frank? How many times?
But no, I agree, Dave. That's it. But again, is that because he was influenced by it, or was that just because it's the evolution of that package song? But then again, Michael Bublé, was he listened to by teenage girls? Is there a
No,
version?
because I guess he was already probably, well, at least he looked like a man, so he was appealing to
He was
women.
making, I think he was making Mum's Moist rather
Yeah.
than...
And this is Mum's Moist kind of music, but it's sung without any sexual energy behind it whatsoever.
Yeah,
like,
well, that's
especially
why I think it's teenage girl.
Marvin Gaye, Let's Get It On.
Yeah, it's
like
teenage
it's just the title of that song. Like
Marvin Gaye was the title, wasn't it? So
Let's Marvin Gaye and Get It On
Yeah.
is like a throwaway idea from a 90s fucking rapper who'd feature on a Kylie song. It's like, oh, yeah, okay, that'll have to do. It's one line, but he's thought, man, this is hilarious.
yeah. These will be songs that teenagey lovers, all of that will have as their point of reference. So that's when I gave Bobby my gift and I became a woman.
With a hand job in the Ford Focus in the
Yeah,
car park of the Denny's.
yeah. What's your pick? What's your favourite track off this album?
Oh God, like it's so. I guess the song that annoys me the most is One Call Away. So I'd say that would be my pick.
Has that been... Well, it annoys you the most, but is that
it's
because
the
that's
only
been the
one
most earwormy song, though?
Yeah, it's
for
the
you?
only one that stuck out enough for me
Is
to
this
be
the first
annoyed
track
at.
of the album?
I don't know, not really, because I
Randomised it and I wouldn't know which one
Yeah,
it was.
exactly. I barely knew the titles of any of the songs. I was listening to it on Spotify, so it doesn't play it in order anyway.
That's it. And this will fuck up my Spotify recommends.
Yeah,
for the
well,
next.
I refused to have pay for premium, so it was just playing half of the album and then going into a Wiz Khalifa album for some reason. So I kept having to reset it.
So that is your least offensive. That's your pick from the album. One Call Away.
It's not.
Yeah. Superman's Got Nothing on Me. See, I fucking... Oh,
Yeah.
God. The fact that that's in my head now, that's...
That's another song that would be like that a friend zone boy would be putting on a girl's wall.
Yeah.
saying,
Look at he's broken your heart.
Oh,
Look, I'm
I'll be
always
there.
here. I'm here for you.
I'll be there to save the day.
Yeah.
You know?
Can you sing that, though? Could
That's so bad, yo.
Could that be on A Lonely Boy's, like, I'm going to put the song on his driving going, man.
Yeah. And you're
When
crying.
Clarissa knows, I fucking love Clarissa, but she fucking knows I love her.
Clarissa knows best. That's not the right name.
When
is
that muscular joke
Clarissa knows
fucking
best.
drops her, yeah, I'm just going to be here.
I'll be there to save the day
Oh,
with my super dog powers that I got from the bike when I was a
When I
baby.
got rabies. Superman's got nothing on me. It's funny you say that because the song I like the best is not even his. That's the See You Again. So
Which is the Wiz Khalifa song.
Wiz Khalifa. I think he's credited though for writing his part, and it fits well. It's once again it's another slick album song, and that was written for tribute to Paul Walker, which makes it an ironic song because as I was saying to you earlier, this is the song that when a 20-year-old man kills himself in a high-speed car accident, a la Paul Walker, that will be the song that they take his casket out to.
Yeah.
You know, that's the crying at a young man's funeral song.
Completely unironically.
Yeah.
Chosen.
Too Fast, Too Furious, Jason. Gone too soon. That's the song that has braced itself. But I'm with you because One Call Away is the other one that was earworming for most of the way too. And that was one, but I think from reading it, I think the Marvin Gaye was the first released single off that album, the one that got him a lot of popularity. Could be talking out my ass, but
it's got a video. Because I saw that on YouTube. But like that song, like at some point, because I listened to it on the way here.
Yeah.
There's a bridge in after like 3 or 4 verses which sound exactly the same where he drops a register.
Oh, so you
think that's how you're supposed to sing that song, and then he goes back to singing like a girl with this featured artist girl who sounds exactly the same. They're both singing in the same register. There's nothing even vaguely sexual about it.
So who was he singing? He was singing it with another female artist? Have they ever been seen in the same room with each other?
They were in the video together. But then again, it's hard to know if she was actually singing.
One of them's... You sure it isn't him?
No. Not sure. You can never be sure.
But
I don't think he'd never cover up that bouffant, that coiffe bouffant. Or cover in the stripes in his eyebrows because they're so distinctive. Not even to dress up as a girl because he's really pretending to be a...
So Dave, if you had to rank this album, let's just use an arbitrary scale, 1 to 10.
It's like 1.5.
Yeah, I didn't... There's the thing though. It's not, that's too low. That's an actively hating an album ranking.
Nah.
And I don't... It's just nothing. It's no emotion, but it's not anger. It's not even me listening to going, this is making me angry. This is just...
No, I'd rate an album I hated higher than 1.5. 1.5 is an album that I just don't want it... I don't want it on because...
But you could have this on and just go about your tasks. This isn't
it would annoy me. It would annoy me constantly. It's like,
Well, that's what I've been listening to. Like, I've been playing it in the car, I've been playing it at home, I've been going about my tasks, and it's been all right. I haven't been saying,
I guess you can ignore it.
Yeah.
It's possible to
That's it. It's ignore. So, but it doesn't elicit any emotions. I recognise that he can sing. That he wrote...
He's a good singer. He's got a good
He wrote some.
Which only really means that he's learnt chord progressions. He knows how to play the piano. He's used.
That's more than us.
Nothing more.
That's more than us.
Well, that's debatable. I've seen some of the
that's
stuff
a
that you've got on
SoundCloud. We should put a link up for our awesome music. Just say.
A pair of bins on YouTube.
But if I had to rank this though, 1.5. That's too harsh for me. It's a 3 or a 4.
Yeah. All right.
3. I'll go 3. 5's just a middle of the road album. 3. It's not. It's
5's an album that's mediocre but has a song on it that's okay.
Yeah.
This is just mediocre through and through.
This is just...
I rescind my original score because 1.5 is like, that's right from the get-go on the first...
Yeah. I'm sure we're going to get 1.5 from the other.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll go 3 as well. 3's appropriately grey.
All right. Well, I think we've covered it quite well. Hopefully this will be up, and
I wish that kid got bitten by a dog even harder. Again.
That's very harsh. I'm glad he survived his dog bite. He's got a stylish eyebrow out of it, and he can share his gift to the world.
His gift is just like a plasticine mound between his legs. He's a Ken doll.
He's a Ken doll.
Yeah.
Once again, non-sexualized male is perfect for young girls to love.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, he's managed to sing a song about getting it on, which would not offend any church group.
No. Whereas when you listen to Marvin Gaye, you get pregnant.
It's
true. As in Marvin Gaye singing "Let's Get It On," not.
Yeah.
This guy gives you abortions when you hear it.
Marvin Gaye makes me tumescent.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed our very first episode. It wasn't too painful. We're still learning how to do all of this, so hopefully it'll get better. And
funnier?
No, God no. This is great.
Angrier.
Probably angrier. Stay tuned to the channel. Come back, subscribe if you like it, and we'll see you again.
Is this the thing where we go, there's the button?
I don't know how YouTube works. Which camera?
Put the button.
Which camera? And also we'll just leave. That's good. We'll cut. So say goodbye. We'll see you later.
Time for smoke.